Since early September, President Donald Trump has ordered a series of controversial military strikes on boats in the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific. The administration says the vessels were smuggling drugs from Venezuela and from Colombia. But officials in both countries, and many in Washington, are questioning whether that's true and whether these strikes are even legal. It started on September 2nd, when President Trump posted a video online that showed what he said was a strike on a, quote, Venezuelan narco-terrorist boat. He claimed the 11 people killed were linked to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Maduro denied it.
Venezuela es un país libre de producción de hoja de coca, libre de producción de cocaína.
Less than 2 weeks later, there was another strike, this time killing 3 people. When asked by reporters about that strike, Trump said the incident occurred in international waters, and he insisted, quote, "We have proof that that boat was carrying drugs because of the cargo that was in the ocean." On September 19th, the third strike followed, killing 3 more people. Trump alleged that they were working for an unspecified, quote, designated terrorist organization. On October 3rd, Trump announced a 4th strike, 4 people killed, claiming that the vessel carried enough drugs to kill, quote, 25 to 50,000 people. Colombian President Gustavo Petro said one of those killed was a Colombian fisherman and was not involved in drug trafficking.
No hay necesidad de tirar misiles, es absolutamente ineficaz. Y no parece estar dirigida esa acción realmente a incautar cocaína, sino a una invasión, que también es absurdamente ilegal.
Trump used a Navy anniversary speech to announce yet another strike. 6 men killed in the Caribbean.
In recent weeks, the Navy has supported our mission to blow the cartel terrorists the hell out of the water. You see that?
And just days after that, on October 16th, a strike left 2 survivors. They were quickly handed over to their home countries of Colombia and Ecuador, a move that prevented them from challenging their detention in court. Authorities in Ecuador later declined to file charges against their national, but Colombia said they would pursue a legal investigation on their individual. That same day, Admiral Alvin Halsey, the head of U.S. Southern Command, who oversees U.S. military operations in the region, announced that he was stepping down after less than a year in the post. By late October, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the campaign was expanding. The first Pacific strike happened on October 21st and killed 2 people aboard. The next day, the administration strikes yet again in the Pacific, killing 3 people. And then another strike on October 24th, just off the coast of Venezuela, killed 6 people. October 27th saw the biggest number of casualties, as 14 people were killed in 3 strikes in the Eastern Pacific, according to Hegseth. On October 29th, the U.S. carried out another strike on a boat in the Eastern Pacific, killing 4 people. That marked the 15th strike in this escalating operation. Then between November 1st and November 15th, things intensified even more. The U.S. launched 7 additional strikes on suspected drug-running boats in both the Caribbean and the Eastern Pacific. 21 people were killed during that 2-week span. Fast forward to November 28th, when the Washington Post dropped a major report about one of the earliest strikes, the one on September 2nd. According to 2 people with direct knowledge of the mission, the report claims that survivors were spotted after the first strike, so a second strike was ordered specifically to kill them. Now this has triggered serious backlash. Experts, lawmakers, and legal professionals are calling for an investigation, saying the incident could amount to a war crime. But pushback came quickly. Pete Hegseth blasted the Washington Post story, calling it, quote, fabricated, inflammatory, and derogatory in a lengthy post on X. On November 30th, President Donald Trump told reporters he wasn't aware of the Post report, but added that he wouldn't have wanted a second strike.
We'll look into it, but no, I wouldn't have wanted that, not a second strike. The first strike was very lethal, it was fine, and if there were 2 people around, but Pete said that didn't happen.
And a day later, on December 1st, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt addressed questions about how the administration handles survivors of these airstrikes. She said it was Admiral Frank Mitch Bradley who ordered that second strike on September 2nd, and that he was well within his authority to do it.
With respect to the strikes in question on September 2nd, Secretary Hegseth authorized Admiral Bradley to conduct these kinetic strikes. Admiral Bradley worked well within his authority and the law, directing the engagement to ensure the boat was destroyed and the threat to the United States of America was eliminated.
And by the way, Admiral Bradley made the correct decision to ultimately sink the boat and eliminate the threat. He sunk the boat, and eliminated the threat. And it was the right call. We have his back, and the American people are safer.
In the days following the Washington Post report, Republican and Democratic leaders on both the House and Senate Armed Services Committees put out joint statements saying they were looking into the incident. The administration says these operations are part of a broader effort to stop what they call narco-terrorism.
Every boat that you see get blown up, we save 25,000 on average lives, 25,000 lives.
So, Mr. President, thank you for what you're doing. On behalf of all those Americans who will be saved from these poisonous drugs, thank you.
But critics, including some members of Congress, argue that Trump may have overstepped his constitutional powers by launching military action without the approval of lawmakers.
The Constitution invests the authority to go to war with the United States Congress.
And so far, the U.S. has released no concrete evidence publicly linking the boats to drug trafficking or terrorism. This is the most extensive U.S. military campaign in Latin America in decades, and it's not clear where it's headed next.